Hey everybody, how's it going? Welcome back to Copper Jacket TV. Sorry I haven't been making too many videos. If you guys are aware, I recently lost my brother and I just needed some time to grieve before I jumped in front of the camera. But I wanted to let you guys know about two gun control bills that just passed in the state of California and are on their way to the governor's desk right now. So let's talk about it. Okay, so let's go ahead and talk about what's going on here. So in my mind, it's got to be difficult for California legislators to come up with anything new. I mean, as it stands right now, there are already over 100 laws on the books. I mean, it's the liberal utopia. They have everything from universal background checks to registration, waiting periods, list of things that are approved for sale by the state. They ban capacity, they ban arms. I mean, you name it. It's in existence in California, so there's no excuse for anything bad to happen there because, hey, they got everything that they have been asking for pretty much. So what did they do in that state? Well, they decided, hey, let's just go ahead and expand on the existing laws that we have. We'll take a couple laws, we'll pick those ones out, and we'll just make them so much worse that it'll be almost like something new. And that's what they did with SB53 and AB2917. Again, both of those passed and are on the way to the governor's desk. So let's start off by talking about SB 53. Okay, so SB 53, this one is by outgoing Senator Anthony Portantino. This is like his last little parting gift to the state of California. He is responsible for some of the worst gun control that you've ever seen in that state. So I'm happy to see that he's not going to be there anymore. Doesn't mean that he's getting replaced by anybody that's going to do any better, but at least the person who is responsible for so much will no longer be in the California State Senate. Regardless, Anthony Portantino's bill here is going to expand on so-called safe storage laws. Now, there's already safe storage laws in the state of California, but this makes it so much worse. I understand that it's Sunday, you guys' time is valuable to you, so we're not going to read a bunch of the bill and the legislation. I'm just going to give you kind of a breakdown here. Basically, what this bill does is it now says that anywhere that you are, there has to be safe storage. So it doesn't matter if you're at like a campsite or in an RV or you're in your motel room or anything like that. Anywhere that you are basically laying your head for the night, there has to be safe storage so that anybody who's not allowed to access it isn't allowed to access it. Now, we've talked about SB 53 multiple times in the past on this channel, and that's because it started out so much worse than the final bill. In the very beginning, this thing started out by saying that manufacturers that imported anything into the state of California had to provide a safe with it. So if you bought a pistol, it would have to come with a lockbox or a safe or something like that. It had to come with its own safe storage. Well, that's since been amended, and now what they've done is they expanded on safe storage by expanding the number of places that you're going to have to keep it stored. So, you know, campsites, hotel rooms, anywhere basically where you lay your head at night where anybody else could get access to it, it would have to be in some type of safe storage type device. Now, the other thing that it does is it expands on what California considers to be a safe storage device. So in the past, you know, you might have to sign an affidavit when you go in to say that you own a safe and that's where it's going to be, or just a simple trigger lock coming with it would be enough. But now the state of California is going to have a special page on their website where you're going to be able to look up a roster of approved safety devices, and it has to be one of those approved safety devices moving forward from the date of the start of this new law. So it's going to start January 1st, 2026. So if you owned a safe prior to that and it's not on the California DOJ roster and it's in that safe, it's fine. But moving forward, if you get anything new, it has to go into one of the approved devices that's going to be on the roster. So again, it's going to cost people a lot of money. It's completely unconstitutional, and it expands on that safe storage type requirement. Okay, so let's move on to AB 2917. Now, 2917 yet again expands on California's already unconstitutional and outrageous red flag laws, from the number of people who are allowed to file them against you, to the reasons that they're allowed to use to file them against you, to the amount of time that you could lose your rights without even knowing that anything's happening to you until after the fact. You're looking at 1 to 5 years, but that can be expanded. So they can additionally add 5 more years at a time. And so California already has terrible laws when it comes to that, but this makes it even worse. Now, these are also called Extreme Risk Protection Orders, or ERPOs, and the way that 2917 makes this even worse is by expanding, yet again, on the number of things that could get one of these filed against you. So if you were to take a look at the list right now of things that could be used to file one of these against you, it's fairly bad. I mean, it is a long list. This is going to add a couple dozen more reasons that you could have one of these filed against you. And again, we're talking about 1 to 5 years, and then possible extension, maybe another 1 to 5 years. And so you could be looking at a fairly significant amount of time for simple accusations. So what they ask for is just simply evidence of something that you may have done or that you may possibly do in the future. It's not something that you have concretely done, okay? It's not something that you have a record of necessarily. It's just something where somebody has evidence, and again, it expands on the list of things that could be used as evidence to get one of these things filed against you. So this is basically their way of being able to confiscate things from people without due process. So, because again, you're the last person that knows. You have one of these things filed against you, somebody goes in, they fill out an affidavit, they put down whatever reasons, and again, this gives them more reasons to put on that paper. They give them all the information that they know about you and why they're filing it or whatever. It goes off to a judge, and the judge takes a look at what might be or might not be, and then determines whether or not to rubber stamp that order, right? You're sitting at home, you're sitting there watching your sports, next thing you know, you get a knock on the door and your rights are gone. So you're the last person to know, but you can go to court afterwards and try and prove that that person who said those things against you is not true. And you know, I mean, it's a lot more intricate than that, and there's a lot more going on, and people really get screwed over by the system here. But I know I'm oversimplifying that. But I mean, the basic premise is you're the last one to know that you have lost your rights. And so 2917 is just another expansion of what is essentially what they consider to be legal government confiscation. So I wanted to let you guys know about that. There's plenty more out there. I mean, if you go to the California DOJ website, or the legislature's website, excuse me, and you simply type in a couple keywords, you will see all of the things right now that are currently sitting at the California State Legislature that they're working on, and the list is long. So they're always coming up with something new, and I wanted to let you guys know about that, because the chances of these getting signed by the governor are very high to 100%. This is just right up his alley. So again, I wanted to let you guys know that that's coming down the road, January 1st, 2026, for both of them. Thank you all very much for watching. I really do appreciate it. Please like, subscribe. Have a great day.